1580 103.3 WPKY. Good morning. Time is 8:33. We are joined this morning by the Christ Tabernacle Church Food Pantry, Missy Gill.
Yes, that's correct.
Good morning, Missy. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
We're glad to have you. Now, you're here today because the Cram the Cruiser event that we have coming up this Friday, the donations for that are going to your food pantry, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Well, let's talk about that.
Okay. Like you said, I'm with the Christ Tabernacle Food Pantry program, and we are a program that distributes food to those in Caldwell County.
And tell us your hours. Tell us where you're located.
Okay.
Give us lots of information here.
We were blessed with a life center at Christ Tabernacle within the last year and a half. So the program is stationed there. Our hours are Monday and Fridays, and that's our food pantry from 12 to 2. And we have a distribution once a month from 1 to 3, and that's what we call our mass distribution. And at that day alone, we supply. Well, let me just give you, for example, this past one in November on the 16th, we were able to carry out carts for 264 households. So.
Okay, so what does that mean? What does the mass distribution entail?
Okay, I walk in on Friday morning, and we've got a clear gym. Volunteers swarm in. We set up tables and chairs, and this truck pulls in and unloads a mass amount of food. We bag it, we prepare it, and the community comes in, they sign. We don't have to have any financial information, but we do have to have a signature just showing where the food is being shared. And a cart, literally a shopping cart, will go through the line, and you'll leave with a shopping cart full of food.
Wow. So where this truck, you're talking about like an 18-wheeler?
Yes, we are partnershiped with Feed America, which is it's a national organization, but it's state funded. It's nationally recognized, but it's state funded. So we are partnered with them, and through that we are able to do what we do. So.
Wow. Okay. So this truck pulls up, unloads, you bag up the groceries, people come in, take their shopping cart, go through, sign their name.
Well, actually, our volunteers will go through, and we walk, and that's what we call I'll share this, but we call that our cart to car, and we're able to, if you have a prayer request or a need in your family, that's when we're able to pray with you as a church. So that's the blessing to being able to house this program. So.
Okay. And that you do that once every month?
Once a month,
the mass
yes.
distribution? Okay. So you said your hours were 12 to, I thought I saw online that they were 12 to 4.
Right. I think, is it Audrey? I let Audrey know that it is 12 to 2. Our pantry hours are 12 to 2 on Monday and Fridays. So
okay.
That was a correction that needed to be made.
Sure, yeah, because I had looked it up on
right.
something, and that's the information that popped up for me was 12 to 4.
Right.
And so I think I shared that information
yeah.
incorrectly. 12 to 2,
uh-huh.
Mondays and Fridays
right.
only.
Right.
Okay.
But the mass distribution, which is once a month, is from 1 to 3.
And the Mondays and Fridays, do you require any sort of income for that?
No, ma'am. We require an ID showing that this is a Caldwell County program. It is to help the citizens of Caldwell County. So, but as a church, we will not turn anybody away. So.
Okay. But it's really
set up
for Caldwell County
absolutely.
residents.
Yes.
And how did this food pantry get started?
I'm not 100% sure. It was brought to our attention about 5 years ago that the commodity program here in Caldwell County was going to have to be shut down if someone didn't pick it up. If I'm correct with this information, because I've been the coordinator for about a year and a half now. So Christ Tabernacle, they prayed about it. They found it on their hearts to do this, and they stepped in, and it has been successful since then. And it's just kind of grown from at one time it was just commodities to now we're able to do other things.
Okay, and when you say commodities, that includes?
USDA food.
Okay.
And that is, it's almost like 3 programs in one. You got your USDA food, and then we purchase food outside of that, which is breads and meats and frozen goods that we're able to tag along with that, bag along with that, and so you're getting a larger amount of food. You're getting more. So.
And not just the non-perishable then.
Right.
Okay.
We give away meat, and I've got to give a shout out to Walmart. We pick up from them on Mondays and Fridays also. If they've got meat that's fixing to go bad, or bread that's a day old, or something, we pick up from them twice a week, and they contribute greatly to our program. Along with, I shouldn't say anything because there's so many organizations in this community has backed us, and I'm going to leave somebody out, and that's not my intentions, but that theirs is a constant, and so I do appreciate them very much.
So the people that come in to get their food, now you said, I'm sorry, I have one more question. So you said commodities and other things. So other things still food related?
Yes. Okay, you've got your commodities, which is your USDA. Then you've got, like I said, your meats and your frozens and stuff. It really doesn't have a technical name. But then we have what's also a senior program. And if you're 60 or above and you fall within an income guideline, you can apply for this. It's a box. It's a senior box is what we call it. And it has cereals and juices and some pastas, different stuff that just kind of help offset that senior through the month. Because, at that time in your life, I think that season, a lot of times you'll have medicine and unexpected finances that food may come not first, and it's put to the side. So it's to kind of help them out too.
Mm-hmm. Audrey said, I believe you serve 200 to 300 people.
We served just the mass distribution. Like I said, it was 264 people in November. That's not people, that's households. So let me correct that.
Okay.
It goes to a household. So if you're averaging 4 people a household,
multiply that times 4.
Yeah, that in itself is 11% of Princeton, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How many families on average come in for the Mondays and Fridays?
On an average, it's probably 200 to 300 families.
Just those 2 days.
Just on those 2 days.
We're talking 4 hours a week.
Yes.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
and you're able to come to the pantry twice a month. So if you come to the big distribution and to the pantry twice a month, you're able to visit us 3 times a month.
Okay, so they can't come every Monday and every Friday.
Correct.
It has to be only twice.
Right.
Okay, only 2 weeks out of the 4.
Right, and
okay.
It is per household. It's not per individual. So, and that's kind of how we do it. And we need a driver's license. That's the only requirement we really require to have is your ID. So.
Okay. I'm glad you clarified that about the amount of time visits they can make, because I didn't know that. I just assumed that any time the doors were open, they could come get food. But
right.
So twice a month they can come get the regular food pantry, but anybody can go to. Doesn't matter how many times they've been in the month, they can go to the mass distribution.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So. And where do you get most of your food from? I mean, you mentioned.
Okay.
Walmart.
We have just like the event that's coming up Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We get our community has backed us tremendously, monetary and dry goods, but through that we are able to run this program. So, it at an expense level, it is offset because we partnership with Feed America, but there is expense there, but like I said, we have been so blessed with the community's outreach, and we're able to run on our own right now. So
that's awesome.
But through the Walmart donations, through our community, individuals, we've had individuals just come up. We've had anonymous donors donate money and dry goods to us. So that's how it goes, and it makes you feel, or it makes me completely proud of my community, but to also know that a small town it's not so bad, because you'll see people come together, and when for the need of others. And you don't see, I'm from Evansville originally, you don't see that. I mean, it's just too big. So it's nice to know the faces, and you learn everybody, and you kind of fall in love with everybody. So
yeah, and I keep saying that seems to come up a lot during these interviews, and I keep saying, because obviously, I don't know if you knew, I'm from Mayfield, and so I come in every morning, and since I've taken this job, I have gotten to know quite a few people in the community, and it just seems like such a wonderful,
yes, it is,
supportive area. Yes. I love it. I'm so proud to be part of this community right now.
I am very proud to be part of Princeton. So
yes. So the when they come in for the Monday and Friday visits, what do they get?
Okay.
Is there a limit?
Typically, it depends on what we've got, what comes in from Walmart sometimes, and then what we've got in-house, But what typically we try to shoot for 6 to 8 bags, and that consists of a bread, a dessert, produce, meat, canned goods, and a dry good bag. Those are the emphasis. But if we have extras like drinks or candy bars, if we have extras, then they get extra stuff. So it really depends on what we've got on hand at that time.
And the meat, you said, so it's close to expiration. That's why it gets donated. So do they get much? I mean, how much do they?
Okay, this is just,
I'm sure it varies.
Not every time.
Right.
This is so not every time. It really depends on what we've got. But this, let's see, I've got to figure out what day of the week it is. It's on Monday. We give out ribs and pork butt to several people. I mean, and sometimes they may just get a small fillet fish or something, but sometimes they get some really nice.
So it just really depends on what's available.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I would like to add, I've got some numbers here from Feed America. In 2017, we were able to disperse over 126,000 pounds of food, and in 2018 alone, so far, this is just from the mass distributions. This isn't our weekly. This is mass. So far, from January to November, we've distributed over 145,000 pounds of food.
Wow.
So
that is amazing. That is a lot of food.
Yes. And I commend all the volunteers that has played a part into this program, because it is through them and the will of God that this has happened. But I invite anyone who is curious that what is this they're talking about, because there's still so many people that doesn't know what this program is about and what we do. Come out. This very next one is December the 14th. Be there at 10:30. We'll be happy to put you to work and use you and utilize your abilities. So
where can people find information on when the next distributions are, what your hours are, what a phone number is, what your address is? Where can they get all that information?
The Times paper. It is posted on I don't know exactly what they call it, but the calendar of events and stuff, they post it there. I've talked with Audrey. If school is closed due to weather, we are closed. But typically, if just because it's out on a vacation or a holiday or something, it doesn't mean we're necessarily closed that day. But that distribution will be the second Friday of the second full week of that month. So the second full week of the month, it's that Friday.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's how we determine the distribution date.
So the Friday of the second full week of every month.
Yes, you said it way better than I did. But yes, that's how that is determined. So.
Okay. All right. And maybe we can, get with you and help keep people updated on a regular basis as well. You can fill us in on things that are going on, and so I think we'll work a little closer on that for the future.
If you have any questions, we do. Our phone number at the church is 270-365-1839, and if you'll hit extension 2, it is for the food pantry, and it comes directly to me, and I can answer any questions that you might have. Okay, Missy. Well, what else have you got for us this morning? Nothing. I just got, just a big heart of gratitude, and I thank you guys for the events coming up Friday and for allowing us to share this information with our peeps. So
All right. And you're coming out Friday, yes?
Yes, I am.
All right,
I
great.
am.
Well, we'll see you. I won't see you. I have to be gone. But thank you. We appreciate you supporting WPKY, and we appreciate you supporting this event. And thank you very much for coming in this
All right,
morning.
thanks again.
Thank you. Missy Gill from Christ Tabernacle Church Food Pantry. Time is 18:49. You are listening to 1580 103.3 WPKY.